I'm hoping this won't break down like the last one did. Just near the end, it broke down. So this is a re-go. We'll try. Hopefully the internet won't break down. The internet just cut out the last time, and I don't know why. So I'm hoping that this one will stay connected to the internet. But that's technology for you. So what we were talking about this morning was 9 ideas to help your stress reduction. And as I said, I'm not going to go into detail about stress, what it is, and how it affects your body. You can check out the blog. I put some small detail in there, but I have a more detailed video and blog, and I have other blogs on stress reduction up there that you can take, other ideas for stress reduction. These are 9 new ones that you might like to try as well. So just remember that stress is a natural response we have in our body. When we feel overstressed, or when we allow the stress to pile up and pile up and pile up, that's when it really becomes the problem. So have a think about it. How am I stressed? How am I holding it in my body? And if you feel that, you can't get a handle on it, or it has run for too long, then I would really strongly recommend that you reach out to your GP or your main doctor, or you come and talk to somebody like me. So you will find a link in the description below for this blog and how you can make an appointment with me if you need to. So let's get straight into it again. So the first thing I said was to do a brain dump. This is actually more than just for stress reduction. This is great for anxiety, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't know what to tackle. What do I tackle next, basically, is the question. So it's very simple, and I would recommend that you get a piece of paper out and you write down everything on that. And I mean everything: the to-do list, the shopping list, your appointments, your thoughts, your feelings, random stuff, whatever's going on up here, you want to get it out. This is why it's called a brain dump. You're dumping it out onto a piece of paper. And then I would advise you to just get up and walk away for 5 or 10 minutes and move about. Do something that moves you. A quick walk, just get up, get moving, get the body moving. Then come back and have a quick scan down. You can strike out anything that's complete rubbish. But have a look. What can I do, particularly for those of you who are feeling a bit overwhelmed or stuck as to what to do next in something? What can I do next that's going to be quick? It's going to take me 5 minutes to do. Pick that 5-minute task, get yourself going. As you're going down your list, you can go, does this take me 5 minutes? Will this take me 10 minutes? Pick out something that's going to take 3 to 5 minutes, something quick, a quick email, a quick phone call. If it's going to be quick, watch the phone calls. Something that can be done very quickly. Load the dishwasher, something like that. Something very, very quick that you can do just to get yourself going, get going again, whatever the tasks you have to do. If something's going to take you any more than 20 to 30 minutes, you really need to break that down further. That's a task in even of itself. When you need to break something down like that, that could be a 5 or 10 minute task that you do. So break those bigger tasks down. The next one is to disconnect from technology, social media, anything like that. So what does that look like for you? Is the radio or TV on in the background? You might need to turn that off. You might need to turn it off completely in some cases. Social media, the emails, it's all pinging on, perhaps your phone, your tablet, your laptop. That's crazy. You want to get rid of all that. Have, set times that you'll look at it, and for set amount of time as well when you look at these things. Even subconsciously, they can drive up your stress and your anxiety. You've got pinging noises. You've got music playing on the background, but at the top of the hour, every hour, for the most part, there'll be a news item. And it's generally not good. So that's negative. And it's subconsciously, sometimes we're listening to this, but we're taking it in. Our brain is taking all that negativity in. So you've got to really think about, what's this doing to me? and how can I, you know, how can I reduce that, reduce these to reduce my stress and anxiety. So the other thing I would say here is turn off the laptop, the computer when you finish work. That's it. That's work done for the day. You have to have a clear, designated, no, I've done enough. That's it. I can't do any more. And do that. And please try and stick to that, particularly if you want to reduce your stress here. 3, let go of the should statements. The should statements, I should fill in the blank. But why? And who told you that? Who told you you should be doing this? Now, I'm not going to go into detail on this one because there are actually 8 steps on how you can explore and start deleting these should statements and letting them go. And you really need to let go of this word should. I should. You need to let that go. So do go and check out the blog. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. And look at those 8 steps that you can take in order to let go of those should statements. 4 is to set an alarm for bed. We set the alarms to get up, so now it's a good idea to set the alarm for bed. And then go to bed. Do something relaxing to get you in the process, do the wind down to get into bed, brush your teeth, if you need to take a shower, but go to bed. The aim is to go to bed fairly quickly once that alarm goes off. Don't go via the kitchen or via somewhere else where you're going to start doing some housework or anything else that's going to, or get distracted by something. Maybe somebody else is watching TV or something. Don't go via there. Your aim is to go straight to bed. Do a nighttime routine. Kids aren't the only ones that need that bedtime routine. We do too. And I've talked about this before as well on making your sleep a priority. You've got to remember here, what you're doing here with this one is you're also setting a boundary. And that's vital because we're making a statement. My sleep is important to me. And I always say, no, sleep is vital. Your sleep is vital, much more vital than we realize it is. Number 5, use a problem solving strategy. Now, again, I give an example of this in the blog. I'll give you one example. It's the stop, think and decide method. It's very simple, but these methods are something we're not normally taught in school. They are simple, they are effective, but they can reduce our stress and our anxiety, our sense of overwhelm and fear sometimes of making decisions and solving problems in our lives. So do check that out. There's a full details on how you can do that. It's quite a simple technique in the blog of, stop, decide, and stop, think and decide, and think we have options. When we use something like this, it shows us that we have options. And when we realize we have options and fallback points, we have something else. We have option B, we have option C. If the first one doesn't work out, we still have more options to work through. That takes the fear out of when we have this kind of a strategy in place. And if you want more strategies like this, if you want weekly stress reduction tips, and if you want, if you want trainings, free trainings on a lot more than this and a lot more detail than this, come and join my free group, and you'll find a link to it through the blog in the description below. Number 6, this one is, work with your body's natural rhythm. This is all about not forcing ourselves and getting in tune more with how we work, how our body works. So are you a natural lark or are you a natural owl? If you're a natural lark, you're going to be better at doing things first thing in the morning. And the reverse then is true for a natural owl. So, work with that. How can I use that to my advantage? The other thing to remember too is our own body cycle. So the body will have more cortisol in the mornings when we get up. So that's a better time to tackle something like exercise. It's going to make it a lot more easier to do exercise. The reverse then is true in the evenings when we have more melatonin. We're more likely to be more open to relaxing, to doing meditation, relaxing yoga. I know there's different types of yoga, so something that's going to relax you. That's when you can do that. Visualization, something like that, is much easier to do at night. So think about how you can use your body's natural ability to change your lifestyle, to change new habits that you're trying to introduce to create a healthier lifestyle, or to help you tackle things that you don't like doing. For instance, if there's stuff you don't like to do, you can pile it into a power hour and do that for 1 hour in the morning if you're a natural lark. Or leave it for later in the day if you're an owl. So think about that. Think about how you can use your body's natural rhythm to your advantage to make changes in your lifestyle and reduce down your stress. Number 7 is get your environment on board and get it working for you. This is very important because the environment can sabotage us. It can increase our stress and our anxiety, and it can be very overwhelming if you've got a lot of declutter going around. Even if you're used to it, if it's somebody who has a lot of clutter on their desk, it subconsciously that can be very overwhelming. So get something in place, get some sort of simple organization system in place that you can use that works for you, and declutter on a regular basis. Now, if it has become a case where everything is just overwhelming, you have a couple of options you can do. One is to decide, okay, every time I walk into a room, I can just remove one item that I'm going to declutter and tackle it that way. Or you could set a timer, on the phone, and decide, okay, for 5-10 minutes, I'll set an alarm, and for that 10 minutes, I'm going to go into this room. Maybe it's your office, maybe it's just the desk, maybe it's one drawer in your desk, maybe it's your bedroom, wherever it is, and tackle the clutter for that 5 to 10 minutes and put things away. Maybe you have a big pile of filing you need to do, and you go, okay, I don't want to do this. But if you set aside 5 minutes, it would get reduced pretty quickly. The whole idea is really to get your environment and what working for you. There is nothing worse than trying to find something to respond to an email or to get an item to do a task, and you spend an hour doing it when in fact it should only have taken you 5 minutes. There's nothing worse and nothing more stressful when you can't find something. So think, how can I set up a very simple organizational system that's going to work for me, get my environment working for me, particularly places you spend a lot of time in, particularly rooms you spend a lot of time in. So assess the office, your home, your desk. If you're a desk worker, assess, have you got a system in place that's going to work for you. Number 8, plan breaks in the day. I'm not talking about holidays. I'm not talking about time off from work. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about planning breaks throughout the day. If you want to reduce your stress, you need to start taking your breaks. Even if you're working at home, even if you're a stay-at-home parent, you need to still take a break. You need breaks. We plan everything else. We plan our to-do lists. We plan our projects, but we fail to plan in the breaks. And people need breaks. We need breaks. So the tea break. Yeah, the tea and coffee break, the lunch break. Do you take your lunch? You should. If your job is that overwhelming and that busy and you can't take any breaks from the time you go in to the time you come out, then your job needs to be reassessed. You might need somebody else in there with you. It might be a job for 1.5 people, as they say, or somebody to come in part-time to give you a hand. And I've been there, I've done that, and worn the t-shirt. I've left an organization and then they've replaced me with 2 people. So it's crazy. This is what happens. The other thing you got to be aware of, if you're trying to switch types of tasks I'm talking about here. So if you were doing a whole bunch of emails and then you went on to work on accounts or something like that, I don't know what your job is, but you've got to think about it. What similar tasks have you grouped together? And this is a very good way of doing them. If you can group tasks that are similar together, get those done for 20 or 30 minutes and then move on to a different type of task within your own job spec. But in between that moving on period, you need 5 minutes. Your brain needs 5 minutes to change track. So if it's using one part of your brain to, do those emails, and then you need to engage a different part of your brain to do a different type of task in your job, you need to allow yourself that few minutes for your brain to catch up and to switch track. So we have to remember that our brain needs time to change track too, not just us. So it is a matter of, taking those breaks is not just about reducing your stress, it's also about allowing your brain to catch up with you. And number 9 is to get moving. If you are very stressed, if your job is very stressful, again, you can utilize those breaks to take a few minutes to get up, get walking, get shifting, but you're also using up those stress hormones that we've talked about before. If you're feeling overwhelmed, angry, anxious, any sort of overwhelming emotion, you need to get up and get moving, particularly, and I talk about the flight, fright, or freeze mode in the blog, so do go check that out and what that means for you, and I've talked about this in other videos. But if your default is to freeze in particular, you need to start shifting, you need to start moving. But even if it is one of the others, even if it is to take flight, or even if it is to stand and fight, you need to be using up, if whatever your natural defense is, it doesn't matter, get up, get moving. You need to use up that excess adrenaline and cortisol in your bodies to help you reduce down and keep your stress levels down at a more natural rate. So have a think about that. How can I get up and how can I get moving? Just for a few minutes, even throughout the day. So that, you can say, okay, I'm taking this break because I want to keep my stress levels lower. And instead of just sitting here and forcing myself to keep going. That's not very productive, by the way. So you need to get a break, keep a break, walk down to the bathroom, go make a cup of coffee or tea, get a glass of water instead, take a break, walk up and down the stairs, whatever it is, just get moving, walk around the house, whatever you need to do, walk as far as the gate, it doesn't matter, get up, get moving, and using up those stress hormones. And I apologize that this is the second time around this morning again. Internet just went dead. Thank God it has stayed this time. I don't know what happened. So I apologize again that we're having to do this all over again. So I leave it there. Thank you very much, as always, to those who watch live and who watch in replay, both here on Facebook and on YouTube. Hello, Deirdre, as always. I always give a special mention out to Deirdre because she's every week. It is I'm just sorry, just reading the comments. Okay, so the iPhone, you're not allowed. Okay, so you can allow you to set a nighttime routine and bedtime. Oh, that's good. My phone doesn't know. I don't have an iPhone, so that is, I didn't know that did that. So that's a good one. That's a good tip for somebody. Your iPhone allows you to set a nighttime routine and a bedtime routine. That's a really good tip, Deirdre. So I leave it there. Thank you all. I'm going to take a break for a couple of weeks, so just a heads up to people that watch every week. I'm taking a break for a couple of weeks, so I'm not vanishing completely. I'm still there for people in my Facebook group to private message me for free, and for emergencies. I'm here for emergencies, but I'm taking a break for a couple of weeks because I need a break too. I have to practice what I preach with the self-care, and I will talk to you all again then. Thank you for watching, as always.